Hello everyone, welcome back to POVincent. I am not a robot, and this is my review of Ghost in the Shell. So as long as you know, Ghost in the Shell is based on a very famous anime film from way back in '95. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out, because even though it's over 20 years old now, the animation in the film alone is worth checking out. It's beautiful. However, let's just get right into this movie. The basic plot of the movie is we're following a anti-terrorist task group called Section 9 that is filled with people who have cybernetic enhancements in a world where cybernetic enhancements aren't that unusual anymore. And it's led by the character of the Major, played by Scarlett Johansson, and they have to take down some kind of new cyber terrorist. At the same time, Scarlett Johansson has to rediscover her past, which is a variation from the anime, but I don't want to get too much into that. So the first thing I want to talk about are the visuals in this film. As probably a lot of you seen from the trailers, a lot of visuals of the city in which this takes place. There's all these holographic billboards all over the place and all that kind of stuff. It's just very, very colorful and vibrant colors, which I like. However, the only problem is I've seen cities like this before in other sci-fi films. Most famously, you got Blade Runner. Hell, they even did it with Mega City in the first Judge Dredd movie. So this could have been cool if I hadn't seen it many times before. And with that, we got the special effects. Sometimes the special effects look good, and sometimes not so much. It really kind of is a bother, especially with such a special effects heavy film. Like, sometimes you've got Scarlett Johansson in her invisibility thing, that looks pretty nice, but otherwise, sometimes the robot effects look good, sometimes not, and it can be a bother. They're not horrible, but I was expecting just a little better than this. So without further ado, let's talk about Scarlett Johansson, who plays the lead character in this film. Uh, at first, she plays a character kind of emotionally reserved, and that's kind of cool. The character, like in the anime, she only got this robotic body a year ago, and she's really questioning whether or not she's still human or she's just a machine, a weapon for the company that kind of built her. And I really liked it at first, because that was one of the themes of the anime. It's like, like what's human anymore in this age of like, cybernetic and full prosthetic bodies. How do you clarify that? Unfortunately, that kind of gets dropped about halfway through the film. They really kind of goes into like a standard action movie, except standard in the sense it was kind of like a Diet Coke Zero version of RoboCop, and that was kind of disappointing. If you're a fan of the anime, you'll probably notice, even from the trailers, there's lots of scenes that they recreate from it. Famous shots of her and her invisibility suit running through the water, and other ones that I don't want to say, because if you're going to go see the movie, I like you to see them for yourself and get a feel for them. Plus, I mean, I can understand how it could be cool just to see the live-action versions of these famous shots, and some of them are done pretty well. So, much like Beauty and the Beast, a problem I have with this film is that in ways they're just recreating scenes from the anime, and even though some of them they do pretty well, just the anime just had visually was just a little bit better, so it doesn't have the same impact. And that is an issue with this film. I'm not feeling a lot of impact. There's action in the film, but it's kind of standard in a lot of ways. It's just not pulling me in, just a standard like shoot, kind of like there's no flavor to it, which is disappointing because this movie is an action film. We also have the character of Bato, played by Pilau Asbake. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Please let me know down in the comments if I got it right or not. And he does play Bato from the series. He's the Major's loyal friend that always has her back. He's always right there with her. He's not completely social with people. I mean, he's one of the type of personalities, like, if he's your friend, he's your friend. But if not, he really isn't, he's not going to be too social with you. Not mean, but I thought he did pretty good with Bato, and he's really one of the more humanizing parts of the movie, since they're so, like, where's the soul, the ghost in you, all that stuff, and his relationship with the Major gives a little humanity. Unfortunately, once again, they just pull a lot of scenes from the anime, some of the classic scenes, but at the same time, I'd like to see something a little bit more new. Other characters in the film also show up from the anime, like Togusa, except they really don't go that much in depth with him, which was unfortunate because he was one of the more developed characters from the previous anime. And he was your everyman. He had a wife, he had a kid, he had a normal life, where everyone else was like paramilitary at some point, or just had some background in besides just basic law enforcement. We have Takeshi Kitano playing Aramaki, the leader of Section 9, and he's not given a ton to do in this movie, but he's given just enough. He's overseeing things, he's telling the Major, when she's taking things too far, and I'm trying to, reassure her that she's just more than a weapon for Section 9, that she is a person. He also has a couple of badass scenes, which is nice, but beyond that, not much more, but enough, I would say. So, would I recommend going to go see this movie? Would I not? Well, here's a weird thing. Like I said, with Beauty and the Beast, I think it's kind of boring how things are just like copy, copy, copy from the original. Now, at the same time, what they do new with, they don't do it well enough. You know, like they start off the movie with the whole like, am I still a human? Am I still a person? Or am I just a machine? And that's a subject that's been covered in science fiction plenty of times. But if you can do it well, it can be very interesting and deep. Unfortunately, like I said, they dropped that halfway through for basically the plot of RoboCop. And even then, it just kind of gets pretty standard there, you know, find the truth, beat the bad guy. Not a lot to it, which is disappointing. And a lot of the other scenes in the movie can be very underwhelming due to the action either being standard or it's like, I've seen this before, done better in the anime. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this one a skip. It's nothing against the actors. I think the actors do fine with what they're given. I can't think of anybody in the movie that was a particularly bad performance, maybe an odd performance, but there is this one character where it's like, yeah, that kind of would be odd the way they do it. Scarlett Johansson, I think she does okay in the role. Not her best performance, but I think it just hurts the way the story flowed in the direction that it did. So, guys, yeah, I'm sorry I'm going to have to give Ghost in the Shell a skip. Not a horrible movie. It's fine. It's just not... for a sci-fi action movie that should be getting into deeper discussions, once again, it just doesn't give that impact that I was looking for. I never get that emotionally invested in things. Well, anyway, guys, that's my review of Ghost in the Shell. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. Agree with me, disagree with me. Either way, I want to hear from you. And if you did enjoy this video, either way, leave me a like, share, and of course, please subscribe to my channel. But until next time, I'd like to thank you for viewing things through my perspective.